Okay, this video, IDS Pro rear drag coilovers for the S15. 2JZ, baby. Yeah, this is the road to 10 seconds. Ha! So if you don't know, IDS are over in the States. They're a company, I'm not too sure how big they are, but they're a company that deals with drag suspension, and they have like their base cars like an S14 with a 2J in it. And it does like 7 seconds, it might even do 6 seconds, I don't know, 7 seconds, 8 seconds. So it's a good place to be getting some drag coilovers to do some hard launching for the S15. They've got a couple of different variances. You can get front coilovers as well to go with it. At this point, I decided not to do that. I'm just doing the rears, but in the future, I may do the fronts. So they do two different types. They do like a standard drag coilover and a pro drag coilover. This is the pro drag coilover. I'm going to do an installation of this and a breakdown of all the brackets and everything on how you piece it all together, because it can be a little bit confusing if you don't know. But yeah, boom. Okay, I just wanted to explain something about these rear mounts for the IDS suspension. Now, I spoke to the guys, because this can be a little bit confusing because they're both very similar. And it can be mounted a whole bunch of different sort of ways. So they're saying that this mounting bolt for the suspension top strut is front to rear. This, it's offset to the rear of this plate. This one here would be the rear left-hand side suspension mount for the coilover. So this one here, you can see on the top, the right-hand side bolt is slightly up higher than the left one, because this is how it'll sit on the rear left suspension. So I'm sitting in the back of the car, and this is the front of the car up here. Bam. And then what you'll see here is when I pick up this one, it gets mounted like that. So the mounting hole on the left is slightly higher because that's how it wants to work with the strut tower. Here we go. My thumb, see how it's mounted? This mount is further back on the plate. Goes just like that. So this is the rear right-hand side one. A little bit of confusion there, but that should clear things up. Okay, next up with the bottom mount. So this is the Pro, and basically this goes kind of like this, down the bottom, and then that bracket goes on the top. That's the top left-hand rear bracket, and this is the bottom left-hand rear bracket. It sits like this. So if this is the ground, it's going to sit like that. It doesn't sit like this. Bang. Okay, so just put all the bearings in. They've got some circlips that go on either side as well. Bang, bang, all greased up. I'll give it a nice, good old clean. Then I just got the old Tein adjustable shock, and I just adjusted the length so it's very similar to the one that I pulled out. And we'll go from there. Probably just leave that a little loose, just so when I put the shock in, I can adjust it all and then jump in there and tighten her up. Okay, I thought I would just weigh both of them. Probably not ideal doing it with a glass scale. Yeah, 5.6 kgs for a standard sort of Tein setup. Come on, get in there. Nice. Thought it was going to be heavier. Okay, one thing to consider is aftermarket camber arm. She's pretty close. I think once it all comes down, it should be okay. But there's not much clearance in there. I can sort of grind out just the corner to give myself a couple more mil. And there was one other thing. Those two mounts on the top there, they give you nuts and bolts. But if you've got if you can see it, a strap butt brace, the bolts are a little short. So this one on the left here, this one here, that's fine. This one I just ran a longer bolt, that was all. And this is what I was talking about. So they give you these two. And so basically you nut and bolt the top strut tower. On one of these, it's actually a stud. So one of them works fine, but if, like I said, you've got a strut brace on the top, I'm just running a slightly longer one. Bang, bang. So use one of them and a new one. Bang. What do you think, mate? Woo-wee! Bangers. And they look gorgeous. Okay, both sides done. They're all mounted in. Pretty simple process, really. Just good to know the orientation of the brackets and what's involved. So now I'm going to lower the car down, put the wheels on, lower the car down, have a look at the ride height, the camber and all that type of stuff. And then I've got the dials turned all the way down, so soft. So I'll go for a little run and trial it out, and then I might set those and do some testing. Mickey Thompson 275s, 17s, plenty of space, look at that. Not so much space around there though, is there? Shit. Okay, it's not completely on the ground, but it is sort of clearing up a bit. It gives me a little bit more clearance when I do lower the car. So that's a good sign. Okay, that pretty much sort of wraps it up just for the installation. So just a couple of things to sort of recap and remember. Orientation of the top plates, the top brackets that go on, and then the bearings that go in. On the bottom, orientation, whether it matters or not, of the bottom brackets when they go on onto the bearings as well. Grease everything up. And you'll see on some of the videos that my camber arm was pretty close to the rear coils, the actual springs. Once it's down and compressed, it's pretty good. There's not a huge amount of clearance, but I don't think there's going to be any issues there. So now I'm just going to pull some camber out, take some pressure out of the tires, settle my heights up correctly, and then I'm going to have to contact the guys where I bought the stuff from, Make Me Go Fast, which is I think it's in New South Wales, and that's actually where I got the coilovers from. I'm going to hit them up and then talk to them about maybe some settings that I can put in, because I do need to go and get a wheel alignment just for the rear. I've got to dial everything in properly get all my camber right and my toe and everything. I do want it to handle okay on the street, but it is really set up for grip. So maybe the guys that go make me go fast can give me some tips, and some, like, I guess some baseline sort of alignment specs, you know. That'd be good. But hopefully that helps. Hit me up with any questions, comments, or anything like that if you need to know any more information. But I really like the suspension. It looks beautiful. I can see with adjustability it's going to work. Just got to dial in the settings. So yeah, all good.